I'm visiting today. How y'all doing? I know y'all see I'm a little bit tired. But first I want to say welcome. Welcome back to all my OGs. And I want to say welcome to my new subscribers, to my new members. Thank y'all for joining. Thank y'all for watching. I love you guys. I appreciate y'all's participation. I just want to say thank you. And I want to talk to you about a few things because next week I'm getting ready to work on something that's going to be very helpful. Okay. I want to say, if you just finished creating a journal and you are about to upload to Amazon KDP, because most people think once the design is done, the hard part is over. It's not. Publishing incorrectly. I got my notes out, so I have to make sure I read my notes so I don't skip nothing, because I got a tendency in my mind of popping. I'll be off over somewhere else and I will forget what I'm saying. Publishing incorrectly is where most new journal creators lose visibility, confidence, and sometimes money. I just finished my 8-part series, How to Create a Journal from Start to Finish, step by step. But creating is only phase 1, okay? And today I want to talk to y'all about what really needs to happen before you hit publish and why mindset, positioning, and strategy matter more than you think. Okay? I'm sweating. And starting next week, I'm beginning a series. I want to say 8 series, but it may not be 8. It may be a little shorter than that. It just depends. Walk you through exactly how I published my first journal and the biggest mistakes beginners make on KDP. Which is actually somewhat is included in there as you're going through the videos. But I'll be able to be a little bit more detailed about things when I'm just talking to you, okay? With creation being only half, designing is technical, publishing is strategic, selling is psychological, okay? Things you must be clear on. If you can't, who is a journal for? Okay? When you're creating a journal, who are you creating a journal for? Just like you see different planners. Just like you see different planners. There are different models of planners because the planner is created to either help someone that has a business portfolio or planner, or to help someone that just everyday day keep up with stuff, or a cook keep up with their meal planning or things like that. So you see the difference in that. It's the same thing with a journal. So you're just creating a journal that can be used by anybody. Like my journal is unisex. That journal is unisex. That's why I have it blue, and that's why I have it as water, as movement. So male or female can order that. So there are going to be times you may want one just made for women or just for men. Young women, young men, okay? Girls and boys. I set mine between 9 and 18 because a 9-year-old girl is pretty much at a mindset of thinking about how she wants her life in the future. So she should be able to write that down and how she wants to see and perceive her life in the future. Things that may be going bad for her or whatever, she may be able to write and talk out her feelings. Same thing as a young man. There's many men that's writers. Look at the movies that we watch. There are many men that are writers. So where did they start writing at? Somewhere. Okay? If you can't describe them in one sentence, you're not ready. Okay? You gotta be able to describe who your audience is, and what reason that you're making a journal, and who you want to be able to purchase that journal that it benefit them. Okay? What transformation does it give? Okay? Not it has prompts, but it helps overwhelmed moms reset nightly. It helped young girls manifest. It helped young men manifest. It helped someone be able to go back and kind of look back at what they had scheduled and why, and they could kind of go back, oh, I did have that scheduled. Why didn't I go ahead and go do that? Why didn't I complete that? Did I complete that check mark? A note to themselves. Sometimes you have to write a note to yourself for something that you need to really address or change or deal with, and being able to go back and see that you have wrote that note to yourself. You can't argue with nobody but yourself. Is your cover competitive? Search your niche. Be honest. Would you click yours? Okay. That's why I said in one of my parts that you can upload your own personal photos. I love when I watch videos and people are out on the beach fishing, or they're on the beach just enjoying life that day, and you can just take some photos of the water flowing at you. People out in the far distance that they don't know who you are and you don't know who they are. It could be family out there in the water. At a far distance, you kind of make them kind of like a blur, in other words, where nobody can really identify who they are or ages that they are. And use that like a family photo, a family photo for families. They may reflect off to a family member or a person that has a family, what I'm saying, where they got 1, 2, whatever, children or whatever. And the backdrop of the sun setting or rising or whatever, that beautiful photo, and you can make that your cover. You can make a cover out of anything pretty much, but it's going to still be viewed by KDP and Amazon, okay? Well, KDP, Are your keywords intentional? Amazon is a search engine, so you have to make sure you put in the right keywords. Now, there are times that I'll go back and change my keywords because I did learn some new keywords that I put in on something that I'm working in as far as marketing part, but I didn't change that as far as what y'all say on the video. That all those words are still the same. I didn't change those, but you can change yours if you happen to be watching the video, and you can just go to ChatGPT and just put in what would be the best words that I could use here in this 612 box, whatever. I think it was like 12, maybe 12 boxes or whatever. 10 boxes, whatever many it was. And what's the best keywords for Amazon for my journal to be pulled to the forefront when people search for journals, because people do search for journals, are still on Amazon. Okay. Are you emotionally prepared for slow growth? Okay. This separates hobbyists from builders, because even if you have a strong following on whatever platform you're on, in the economy that we're in, people are hesitating to support. And I feel like when it comes to supporting individuals, like through social media platforms, period, we should do everything we can to support as best as we can, and not always the same ones over and over all the time. But you know what I mean? You've been a part of that group to help support them. Now let's find somebody else. Let's find somebody else that's in need. Let's find somebody else that's just starting up. Let's find somebody else and keep the ball rolling. That's why it's an 8. I love that circle 8. I love the number 8, 888, because we can't keep one another going if we're going to be putting one another down. If they don't meet my expectation, or their channel isn't like what I like to watch, you never know where God is. And you never know where God is working to support somebody or to bless somebody, and you're being the one that hinders and blocks to a point. That's your choice. That's your preference. You keep on pushing. Keep on moving. But don't curse them, because that curse is going to come back. Okay? And then you'll find yourself wondering why nobody's want to order your stuff, or why nobody's supporting you anymore. Why, that's because of that same attitude. All you have to do is just keep on going. Bless them, Lord. I don't have it right now. Or I don't want to support that right now. I don't want to do that right now. And you just keep on going. You don't have to. You don't have to. Okay? Most people don't fail because their journal is bad. They fail because they upload once and disappear. I didn't disappear. I done been through some things, and my computer and everything was in the storage, and I had to realize, okay, You'd have been backed up in a corner. The enemy got you backed up in a corner. You can't go out and about freely. You can't be seen on the block. You can't really necessarily just shop and do things like you would normally do, you know. And the enemy did that so that they could try to hinder and stop me from doing. Because when it's in your blood to be an entrepreneur, it's just there. And no matter what the enemy try to do to you, no matter how much they try to hide your shine and hide your light, it's going to come out anyway. It's going to burst out. They're going to keep on till it's just going to burst out. And it's going to be seen by the people that need to be seen by anyway. Don't worry about the lies. Don't worry about the manipulation. Don't worry about nothing nobody's saying. You pray for whoever it is that's being an enemy to you. Whoever it is that's trying to hinder you. Whoever it is that's trying to curse you. Don't worry about them people. So, Lord, I don't know who my enemies are. I don't know why they consider me as an enemy. Maybe because they see you working in me. They know that I'm going to do your will if I'm blessed and when I'm blessed, as I'm blessed. And they don't like that because they're the kind of people that'll hold their hand. They're the kind of people that'll judge. They're the kind of people that'll harm and hurt and hide behind your name. You know, they're those kind of people. So the devil don't go after people that's going to do for him. You know, he don't have time to waste. So he's going after people that he knows is going to do God's will. He's going to do everything he can to hinder, everything he can to block. And I know I have seen videos where people are saying, don't waste your time doing on KDP and Amazon. Just because you've gotten to that level, or they've gotten to the level of doing marketing other ways and other ways of, you know, they have, where they have vendors and all that kind of stuff. That's good. Because maybe they can show you how they're doing that so that you can go that route. But just like they say, don't go in Walmart, but people still have to go in Walmart. People still working in Walmart when they took DEI out. They couldn't just jump in quick. These people need their job. As hurtful as it was and is to be treated that way or to be thought that way, to have your rights basically just snatched away or took away from you, and then you still had to be an employee to provide for your family. So the same way that what may not work for that person anymore for them, or they feel like it's unnecessary, or they feel like you're not going to get nowhere with it, and it could be something that they know that we don't know yet, that I don't even know. But that's not something that you should close your door to or allow any negativity, because you'll be surprised what you might make. You'll be surprised in what you will make, because you got to speak it out there into existence that I'm going to make it with mine. If that's my starting point, that's where I'm going to start at, and that's where I'm going to make it. So you can't let all that different stuff, don't do here, don't do there. Just like some people said, don't do on this website, don't do on that social media, don't do over there. You know, everything is not for everybody. But where it is at, ask God to show you where your place is. Where your family, where your followers, your people going to come in at. That's going to work with you and help you, okay? One thing for sure, you'll hear a lot of people talk about all the time, is consistency. You do have to be consistent, because YouTube definitely looks at that, at how consistent you are. That algorithm, whatever, it picks that up. I set my days to now basically Monday and Thursday, 3 o'clock. That's it. I'm not going to overwork myself. I'm not going to overpromise myself. I'm not going to underperform unless there is absolute emergency, or I'm just at that point that I don't have anything. And I will come on here and say, y'all, I don't have nothing to do. I ain't doing nothing. I'm still blocked and locked up in here, or I finally ain't got out. Yes, I'm still doing all my planning. I'm still looking at my future. I'm still writing down all the things that I know I need to do. I'm contacting where I need to contact, and I'm doing what I can do behind the scenes. Because even if I can't get out here and just run up and down the street, don't mean I'm not doing anything. Because that ain't what it requires. You know what I mean? It don't require run up and down the street. Because until I get to a point where I financially have it, then I need to run up and down the street. And then I won't have to worry about if I got to go stay in a motel because they didn't see me and they don't want me coming in out the door over here, you know, or something. But this is family. So at the same time, it's like, you don't really have the right to say that a mother can't visit her child. Unless the child say the mama or father, something, you know, family member, something's doing something harmful or something wrong, you know. So I still be careful with that part, okay? You're building a catalog, treating this like a business, thinking long term. This trend, okay? So, make sure you take note. I just had a download coming in that is a little bit different for something else. Sometime ago, things be going on like that. I be hearing things and seeing things, and take note and take your time and write it down, plan it out, and then start. Once you get started, you're going to be amazed. You're going to really truly be amazed. Know that you have an enemy that don't want you to make it in life. You know what I mean? Treat it like a business, because it is. Because after them 60 days, and you start getting sales, and them sales start coming in, remember to put a third of whatever you get every month. Put it up. Because you have to pay their taxes. Because I seen that when I was doing my taxes myself. When I was doing my taxes, I saw that where it was asking. So you're going to have to handle your business. Don't feel like you got to be forced to keep up with the Joneses, Just when you get in a mindset of being thankful and grateful, of being able to just eat a healthy meal, to tell God thank you for my supply now, what I have to eat right now, what I have to put on my back right now, how I'm able to bathe right now, the roof over my head right now, with whatever weather going on or not, whether it's good, nice weather or it's worse weather. Tell God thank you for your supply now. Be grateful. And you'll see that it'll keep coming. It'll keep coming, it'll keep coming, it'll keep happening. Even better. So you don't come off like ungrateful. Don't know how to humble yourself. He has to humble you. Not appreciative, not thankful. Y'all got new friendly nets in here now because I did give me a little baby. I got me a baby and I named it Heaven. I've already got a piece off of it. Got a little jar. And the root is starting to grow real long. And I'll show y'all Heaven when I can. But right now, Heaven just starting out. Okay. So next Monday at 3 p.m. Then on Thursday, I'm sharing the 3 biggest mistakes new journal creators make on KDP. So don't sabotage your own launch. Okay. Okay. I'm looking at my notes. So that's what I want to make sure I kind of briefly went over, and then y'all will make it short because I gotta do my hair. My baby got this, so it's called a Big Papa Defining Gel. If y'all know anything about this, y'all let me know. Okay. If y'all know anything about this, TJ Maxx. It was $9.99. So I never used it. So I'm ready to do my hair. And and then right now I've been just taking note, and like I said, I'm getting ready to do the marketing part. So next week might change up a little bit. If it does, I'll let y'all know. But this video is going to be Thursday, the week of February the 12th, and then 2026, and then I'll start up next week. Uh, but I'm going to tell you this. When I kept getting backed up in the corner and I couldn't understand, Lord, why is it that everywhere I have moved since you told me that I had to move, I needed to move from where I was at, the way things started happening, I knew I didn't have a choice because from financially I got to I couldn't afford it. So I had to. And in that move, we weren't there long before things changed. Then we moved to the place we moved to that we wound up having eviction from. And then moved to another place in a hurry trying to get help from family. And then got eviction from that place. So that was 2 evictions, and that ran up around close to over, I would say $24,000, maybe more than that, because I have to get to where I can figure out how to make arrangements to, I did call a legal aid to, and I was filling out the information with the lady, and somewhere in the phone hung up. And then when I tried to call back, they weren't answering. So I had to call back again and see if she completed it or if I got to start all over. The enemy knows how to attack when you're trying to be obedient and do what God say do. But in the midst of that, that's what made me do the series, because I always wanted to do the series. Been talking about the series before I left my first location. Had it on my mind to do it, but I was just, I don't know if I was frightened or scared at that time. I was scared at that time, and I just didn't have the time. At the same time, I really didn't have the time. And then when he showed me that you do have the time now, go ahead and start, I started refusing to do it. So that's probably why things changed and happened like they did for me. Because he backed me up into a corner where I had to do it. Because I was saying no. I kept saying no, not yet, I'm not ready yet. And then it was like everything that, the other things that you felt like you needed to do in creating your YouTube channel and things you wanted to video and things like that, you're going to get to do those things too. But when it got to a point where I couldn't order anything, I couldn't go shopping, I couldn't go out to eat places and things like that, and show y'all, because of course right now we're trying to get transportation again because her car broke down. And we did get it paid off before I stopped working I didn't stop working, they ran out of work, so the season ended. So I was able to get her car paid off for her, so that wouldn't be on her. And now we're looking to get new transportation because, like I said, when that vehicle someone told the people to come tow it. Whoever asked people to come tow it, it was towed off to a place. It needed to be fixed anyway. So that would put her in the corner to have to get a new vehicle. So God is going to know, I'm trusting and believing him to make a way out of no way, and I know he will, because the God I serve has always made a way. There's been times that he has had me go back and reflect on so much that I have been through in years. And in reflecting on all those things that I have been through, I'm thankful for where I have come to and where I'm at, And it was his grace. It was nothing but God's grace that I made it to where I'm at, I didn't do it on my own. It was my Father that made a way out of the hell and humiliation, embarrassment, and mistakes and things like that. I've learned to forgive myself. I've learned to love myself, and you should do the same. And I want to say once again for y'all, if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. Share my channel. Watch this 8-part series. And if you can, go to the description box or the pinned comment and link. And the link is there. And click the link. It'll take you straight to Amazon where you can order that journal. And there are links to click straight into the items that's on my page, on my channel. That'll take you straight to Spring. To order my items on Spring. And I want to say y'all have a blessed and wonderful day. And yes, I do have my journal. It's put up. I have been praying over that journal. I had to be in that spiritual something, because I have a different thing that me and God do. And I don't know what people want to call it. They can call it what they want to call it. But it's been working real good with me and God, okay? So I'm going to pray over it, and I'm going to pray that it bless each and every one of you, whoever does order it. Even thinking about it, and you can't right now, I understand. But don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel, Sherwin Vibe. You have a blessed and wonderful day. And don't forget, whatever direction you're going in, make sure it's the right direction. If it's not, ask God to